I've never had a white mistress.
Never.
Even my mistresses have been black.
Have you ever had sex with a white woman?
No, I've never. No, I haven't. But, and not because.
Wait, you've never had sex with a white woman
and
in life?
No.
She said, "Come on." So I go back. I go back in her bedroom. So set my stuff down, and I'm looking at the door handle. It's turning. I say, homeboy, no, I don't get down like that. There.
Shannon Sharpe for allowing white women to enter both his wallet and his mind. You should watch the most recent Club Shay Shay episode, which is currently going viral, before you conclude that DL is only hateful. You will realize why DL said what he did after witnessing Shannon's continued ignorance.
You married?
No.
Okay.
I'm looking to get about. Hey, I'm about to be 55. I'm about to be double nickel. I was a terrible father. I probably was a terrible brother, a terrible son. I definitely was a terrible boyfriend.
Now, let us discuss the recent events on Club Shay Shay. Michael Beasley, a former NBA player, spoke with Shannon about his life and career. For those who are unaware, Beasley is among the most depressing hypothetical tales in NBA history. The second overall choice had the potential to become a legend, but his life took a different turn. Poverty, pressure from relatives, and a great deal of sadness and loss. Beasley began discussing his mother, who passed away from cancer in 2018. During this conversation, he clarified that he was upset because his mother concealed the severity of her disease in order to keep him and his siblings safe. Watch Shannon's response now.
That's when we found out my mom was been lying about us about having stage 2 cancer and it was stage 4. Bro, my mom was driving herself to chemo until they put her on hospice. She ain't deserve that, and I was mad at her at that time because I remember I told you my dad did. I ain't know how to just. Yeah, bro. I ain't like that, because man,
You say you was mad at your mom, what? Because she didn't have anybody to take her? She had to drive herself?
No. I was mad at my mom for my childhood. My dad at 25 told me I cut my whole family off for 3 years. I was pissed at them because my dad was a real nigga. Was looking for me my whole life, and I was looking for him, and you got all these random ass in my life. I wanted my dad. And then I got mad at my mom, and then she died, man.
Beasley was there, sobbing uncontrollably. Shannon asks, so you were upset with your mom because she did not have a ride right away? Like what? Beasley continued by discussing his cousin, James, who passed away on the same day that Beasley attended an NBA game. Beasley had previously missed a lot of games while his mother was dying of cancer, but he still wanted to attend the funeral. He made the decision to stick around and support his team, but because his head was missing, he arrived at that game wearing the wrong shorts. He was grieving deeply.
And then I didn't know how to say it. I didn't know how to say that. And then I just went out there, I just had the wrong shorts on. They fit the same, so I couldn't feel that shit. Y'all laugh. That day, James died 2 days before, my cousin. And I was supposed to be in a funeral, and I was at shoot-around like, damn, should I get on this flight or just play, bro? If I get on this flight, they're gonna think I'm lying about people dying and shit. I ain't wanna play at all. I ain't wanna play. I was one of my favorite people and shit, and they was just laughing at me. It was just laughing at me, man. I was hot. I was hot, man. I was hot. I hated them niggas, man, because my mom didn't deserve that shit. And then James died in the car, man. The only reason the nigga ain't because the nigga came down the street and they let James die in their car, man. I couldn't be there for him. And y'all laughed at me.
It was truly devastating to hear, yet Shannon did nothing to console Beasley. While this man was sobbing uncontrollably, he simply moved on to the next question. Club Shay Shay later posted that video on their official former account, but all they did was take out another clickbait statement without any context or empathy for Beasley. They just wrote, LeBron James and Magic Johnson were laughing to Michael Beasley. People went crazy once that video appeared on social media, dragging Shannon and bringing up all of his personal problems, including the incident involving the white OF model. One widely shared post stated the lack of empathy Shannon showed during that Michael Beasley interview is why I hope them white women continue to drain his pockets with his big country idiotic acts. "I hate a stupid man. You old AF with no real advice or nothing to look up to just smashing and being drunk." Another person said, "So the clip of Michael Beasley having that emotional breakdown talking to Shannon Sharpe is a hard watch. It really highlights how Shannon simply does not have the tools or skills to handle a conversation like that." And then someone else wrote, "Shannon Sharpe doesn't live in the real world. That's why he got caught up with that snow bunny. Let us examine the reasons for that now." In essence, they believe Shannon gained no knowledge from the entire circumstance. He allowed a 19-year-old to con him out of millions of dollars despite having all this wealth and influence. However, he wants to pretend to be in a position of authority and offer guidance to other men. Now, a video of DL on Vlad TV is becoming viral. When Vlad asked DL about white women, DL bluntly stated that he had never slept with a white lady in his life.
I've never had a white mistress.
Never.
Even my mistresses have been black.
Have you ever had sex with a white woman?
No, I haven't. But, and not because...
Wait, you've never had sex with a white woman?
And
in life?
No.
That he just did not feel the need to amuse white women. He never believed that stepping over that barrier would diminish his worth as a black man. People are now drawing comparisons between this and the video of Cat Williams warning Shannon Sharpe that snow bunnies will destroy him.
They white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
Now consider how that falls in light of what transpired with Shannon. He lost his ESPN bag after first settling with a white woman who had an OnlyFans account after she took him for millions. DL says, "I never would have been there because I never wanted that affirmation," after considering the entire circumstance. Keep in mind that Shannon and DL have been at odds for years. However, Monique's interview on Club Shay Shay was the catalyst for the actual fury. At that point, DL used his own platform to publicly criticize Club Shay Shay.
You said that Shannon Sharpe's interview with Cat Williams was predatory and messy, and it doesn't feel this is a fair example of relationships among black comedians.
I don't think so at all. I think that like any other endeavor, there are jealousies, idiosyncrasies, there's all. But I don't think that's indicative of the experiences that most of us have. And I think that after the Cat Williams interview, which was a phenomenon, he kept trying to replicate it.
Oh, I bring another black
Shannon
comedian?
kept trying to replicate it. He kept trying to let me bring on somebody else to have a beef and then do, like, it just got to be, like, I can understand it was a phenomenon, but then all of a sudden, you tried to replicate. It is too messy. Or now I think it's morphed into something else because I think that has kind of, that brook has run dry.
Said Shannon pretends to be your uncle while, in reality, he is only using black trauma to gain attention. He even likened Shannon to Wendy Williams, claiming that Shannon is simply Wendy Williams with a weight set.
On social media, motherfuckers won't like your to help you. D.L Hughley does that for me all the time. If your videos are great, he'll put it on his platform. DL always looks out. Man, likes my Michael Blackson will like my sometimes. Little things here and there.
I guess he ain't put mine up because I'm Wendy Williams with a weight set, so he ain't putting
You're Wendy Williams with a weight set?
Wendy Williams is a legend, but let us face it, she turned the suffering of others into a vocation. While others sobbed, she laughed. She took advantage of it, and according to DL, Shannon does the same thing with a tighter top and a deeper voice. Regarding the white woman angle and Shannon being set up by an OF model, DL claims that the man was not taken advantage of. That man was always going to be taken advantage of. And Shannon's careless energy and lack of awareness are nothing new. On Funky Friday, Shannon sat down with Cam Newton and gave him 2 anecdotes about how ladies had set him up.
Hey, come on. So I go back, I go back in her bedroom. So set my stuff down and I'm looking at the door handle, it's turning. I say, homeboy, no, I don't get down like that there. Dude come in, he got that chopper.
No, he don't.
Oh, Lord have mercy. He's about to ask me, am I sharp? I said, yeah. He said, I thought so. I said, my man, this your people? He said, yeah, 2 years. I said, my man, I ain't know. I said, I ain't even know. I said, bro, you know who I am now? I said, man, I'm my bad. I'm at fault. It saved me. Because had I not been, I ain't telling this.
You wouldn't even been able to.
I ain't telling this story. Ken. So I get my stuff. I get on. I said, my man, my bad. So I get in the car. He got me shook. Now I'm right. I ain't gonna lie. He had the chopper. I had, we'd had to rumble a little bit. But he got the chopper. He the big man. So I get to the car. And I'm like, oh, man. I said, man.
It's gone.
I got to roll it. No, I got to roll it, my bracelet and my necklace. I said, man, stop the car. My homeboy said, man, forget that. I said, man, F that, boy, that's 50 bands in there. Man, I went right back up in there. I said, but man, let me get that on the dresser. He said, here you go. So from that was in 93. I have not closed my eyes at another woman's house in 31 years.
Really, he closed his eyes in the home of another woman? However, at his advanced age of 55, he let a white OF girl to fix him up. That scandal cost Shannon millions of dollars. And what did we discover? Nothing. Because months later, he was boasting about Sky Bree, another white OF model he had mistreated.
You know who Sky Bree is, Ocho?
Sky Bree? Who that is, coach?
Yeah. How I do it. How I do
Hey, Sky,
it.
I mean, who is that? Help me out.
You know what I'm saying? She little something. She might be famous for vertical activity that she's good at.
Oh, she a hooper?
Oh, yeah.
Who she play for? Who she play for?
She got her own little thing,
Huh?
You said, man, y'all. Man, y'all need to stop, man. Y'all be on that bull jive, man.
Hold on, who she play for?
Back in the day, she could have been on my team.
She played for on her back.
Shannon has always been careless, naive, and utterly incapable of considering the reasons behind his life's constant upheavals. People are therefore not shocked to see him sitting opposite Michael Beasley, a man sobbing at the death of his mother and offering nothing. They are simply worn out. A wise old uncle would have figured that out by now. However, Shannon Sharpe is simply elderly and not wise. But tell me what you think about this situation. Is Shannon simply uninformed? Or is it more serious? To be honest, some of his remarks on these young snow bunnies are becoming a bit too strange. What are your thoughts on Shannon's conversation with Michael Beasley? Leave a comment below, and be sure to check back for the next video.